Hi everybody, this is Eric Warrior. Welcome to NetworkMarketingPro.com. I am here with a very special guest. This gentleman, I first came to know him because he was a contributing author or a writer for Success Magazine talking about network marketing, the first kind of mass publication that was talking positively about network marketing. And I was just I look forward to it every month when I would get it. Not only is he an incredible author, he's written Your First Year in Network Marketing, Your Best Year in Network Marketing, plus a number of other books, I'm sure. But he's also earned over $30 million in commissions over the course of his career. He not only talks about our profession, but he goes out and leads by example in our profession. And I'm very pleased to be able to introduce to all of you Mr. Mark Yarnell.
Thanks, Eric. Good to be here.
How are you?
Appreciate you having me.
It's my pleasure for sure. I'm so glad we were able to make this work. Mr. Yarnell. Mark. Okay. I have so much respect for what you've done for our profession, to be able to kind of take it into the mainstream. How did that all happen? This whole process of getting connected with Success Magazine and the writing aspect of your business. What happened there?
Just got lucky. I got a phone call from Scott DeGarmo, who at the time was editor-publisher of Success in New York, and I think he had read one of my early books, Power Speaking, and kind of liked my writing style, and he had the idea that it was time to take network marketing a little more mainstream. So he was kind of querying me as to whether I'd consider being contributing editor, and I jumped all over it because I saw it as an opportunity. First of all, for shameless self-promotion, and secondarily because I saw it as an opportunity to really, truthfully elevate the industry. As you said, we didn't have any real good representation at the time, so I jumped all over that. And I think the most exciting thing for me was it was a process of interviewing the wealthiest people at the time, which is kind of what he wanted me to do. So it wasn't a profile process of specific companies. It was more of a, you fly around and talk with the Bill Britts and the Dexter Yeagers and the great people, and then bring back to us the strategies that they use. And then we can really inform our readers as to how the people make the big money. So that's what I did for a couple of years. It was a wonderful opportunity.
Well, it's funny is because it's similar to what we're doing here.
Yes.
Network Marketing Pro, we're just trying to grab the smartest, brightest people, but because of technology, they can actually look you in the eye. They can see what you're doing, and they can get to know you a little bit, and they look for the common denominators and build up a library. They can go look at it anytime they want. What do you think? I mean, there's so many people, 67 million people, they say, are involved in direct sales and network marketing around the world today, according to the DSA. And then there are some that are the super elite, like yourself and many like you, that have done, what everybody wants. And then there's people who have had zero results, and there's people everywhere in between. From all of your conversations with those people, plus your personal experience, what's the difference maker? If you could try and describe what makes a difference between a rock star, a superstar, and somebody who's just kind of grinding it out.
I think my philosophy is considerably different in the sense that I distill it all down to one thing, and that's mentoring. For me, people ask me all the time that question, how did you make that much money? And I think one of the misperceptions is that somebody like me has made a whole lot of money. I know you talked with Nathan. Nathan's earned probably twice what I have in the same company. He was in Nu Skin, as was I, in the early days before I retired. I met people that have made 10 times what I've made. So the supposition that some of us are at a real high level is flattering, but the truth is the people at the highest ranks of our industry in this domain are making so much more than most people dream. And it's because of mentoring. Yeah, people always ask me, how did you do it? I have been so blessed over the years with 3 very important mentors. And what I've discovered is a mentor is somebody who consistently demonstrates what's possible. If they've done it and you can get to them, which you can, real leaders, they're very accessible, I've discovered. This is one of my secrets. I found I can pick up the phone and call anybody, virtually anybody. If they're a real sincere leader, they're highly accessible. You find somebody in your domain that is demonstrating currently, what's possible. And then you have them coach you, and then you just shut up and listen. And that was the key to my success.
Really?
Yeah. I had great mentors. And so by design, I always made it a point to go out. You know, my first mentor when I was in theology was Dr. Norman Vincent Peale.
Oh, that's a good mentor.
Yeah, I met him at a positive thinking rally in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I had an hour with him and his wife. And he gave me 5 principles on how to build a large church. At the time, I was pastor of a small church in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I went out and I did exactly what he said, and I built a huge church. And then I found Richard Call, who had written a book called The First Million is the Easiest. When I decided on the domain of network marketing, largely because there was no ceiling, cap on earnings, I found Richard. Richard was earning $100,000 a month at the time. I said, "Will you coach me?" He said, "Of course." He coached me. I just shut up. I did exactly what he told me. So at all these different stages along the way, I'd like to be able to say, gee, you know, it was just this inherent potential my parents gave me through DNA, or I had a great education, or, you know, I'd like to come up with all these wonderful ideas that defend, rationalize, and justify my success, but it can really be distilled down to one thing. I know how to pick a mentor, and then I just shut up and listen.
So you're picking a mentor. Now, here, the people who are watching and going, how do I pick a mentor? How do I find somebody who will be like that Norman Vincent Peale or that, you know, Mr. Call or whatever? You know, part of the reason for this program is these guys, through technology, can be mentors for you. You can listen to what they have to say if you don't happen to have a superstar accessible to you at the moment. But what would you suggest to them to, how do they do that? Because, I mean, millions of people are, you know, want that same thing.
Well, I doubt that anybody watching this right now is not part of a corporation with a superstar at the helm. And one of the ways you can determine if a person's a good mentor is accessibility. I think, unfortunately, in a lot of fields, and you know this, Eric, I mean, this is no secret, some people suffer from viral legenditis. That's an inflammation of the head brought on by undue edification.
Yes.
And those are people that are not accessible anymore.
Right.
Most people watching this are in a company where if they track upline high enough, they'll find somebody making what they want to earn, and then they just got to pick up the phone and call them.